been in the crypto space for a number of years. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies to date have not taken off. There's not broad adoption of them. But one of the reasons for that is that we haven't had a really great use case. Video game is about a $140 billion industry, which is just meaningful. About 100 billion of the 140 billion is made by people selling virtual items to the consumers. So consumers globally, there's about, call it 500 million people globally, buy these virtual items within a game. They spend 100 billion a year on it. The issue, of course, or one issue is they don't own them. So you're spending $100 billion on property every year, but you don't own it. And our theory is that you should own it. So if your stuff is stored in the blockchain, it's a lot harder for somebody else to get it. Let me ask you this, how many of you would buy a house if you were never allowed to sell your house? How many of you would buy a car if you were never allowed to resell your car? That's called the secondary market. When you're allowed to take something that you buy from somebody and then resell it down the road, that's almost an inalienable right most of us think about when it comes to physical goods. In the digital world, once I sell you something, it's yours to borrow. Don't you dare think you own it. It's mine, I keep it, I can take it back anytime I want. Well, that's always offended me. And the reason in the digital world they do that, but they don't do it in the physical world, is because they can. In the physical world, it's very hard for the guy who sold it to you to say, don't you dare resell it, and then take it back. In the digital world, it's easy, because all that stuff resides online on their servers. So they can just say, ban that guy's account. Now I own what you have. So the, quote, revolution with blockchain is that we're going to create a tool or a weapon that prevents people from being able to do that going forward. When you own a digital item, no one can take it back. If you want to make sure that you own something and you don't want ever one person to be able to tell you you don't own it, right? If there's ever one person who controls something that you own, and that person can be told or influenced or decide not to give it to you, I'd say that's a bad thing. No matter how good you can audit something, or else used to be an auditor, you can never know for certain if you tell somebody, hey, I've got a beautiful piece of artwork, you can put it in the game. You never know for certain how many times they sold that game. And they absolutely lied to you. Here's something really cool that we do at WAX. When an artist comes to us, and many do, and say, I would like to have my art used in this virtual item, or this game, we say, okay, and here's the deal, okay, you're gonna get paid X% every time it's sold. We don't control the ledger that shows how many copies of that are sold. So you can go to a blockchain and you can see literally every single thing that's controlled. We call that transparency. But it's incredibly powerful to people who create art. It's incredibly powerful to people who create anything. It seems mundane, but it's really powerful. It's pure accountability. And when you can do that, you never have to rely on trusting whether someone is telling you the right number. You just look on the blockchain, and whatever the blockchain says, that's the number. We're the largest application on the blockchain today, WAX is. And it's not far away, it's here. It works wonderful. The trust part of it is great. Anytime we do a transaction, everybody can see it. People get to own the virtual items and trade them. So it's already here.